Welcome to Primo RV Center and a brand new model here for us. It's a kind of revision of a very classic layout that's always been popular for our Freedom Express customers. This is in the Coachman Freedom Express Select Series. This is the new 247 SE. So really giving you kind of all the best features of previous models, kind of fan favorites, but not going too far over the top, trying to keep things like weight in mind. So about a 24.5-foot body, tip to tail, 28 feet 2 inches. And just over 5,300 pounds dry, so offering a wide variety of different tow vehicles from smaller trucks, many SUVs still, and then obviously full-size trucks here as well. But let's take you through some of the really popular features that customers have loved, certainly on this model, but on previous ones as well. So you've got a dual opening fridge here with a bottom freezer that everybody's falling in love with. Again, a little more like home and kind of just makes sense for a lot of folks. It's a classic rear kitchen, and I can say what my customers absolutely love about this layout, the fact that over the years they've added these rear windows. So now if you're sitting on the couch, you've got really almost 360 views here between the big window at your dinette, so looking on your door side, and then also the same matching window across behind the couch, and then the two windows back here. So if you're sitting inside having morning coffee, you've got great views all the way around the coach. So if you've got a view in a particular direction, chances are in this layout you're going to be able to take advantage of it, but you still get some of those best features of a rear kitchen. So again, lots of storage space, lots of counter space here, huge sink as well. So again, a lot of workspace, which people love. Great use of space. So we got the proprietary utility drawer here with in place for all of the knives and forks and everything else. Great little oven. You've got a spot here as you come in the door, stash away the shoes, so nothing that you're going to trip over. A couple of light switches here just hidden underneath as we come in. Also too, you've got an outlet there just above the dinette table, so a great one to plug in the toaster or certainly a computer if you're working on the road. You've got a great little pantry here on the slide, so lots of space in there. A couple drawers just below that, and then a new addition for this year they've done throughout the lineup, including the Select Series. Love the fact that you have this drawer. So on my own particular unit, every pot and pan will fit inside a drawer like that. But if you're someone who is potentially working from the road, you enjoy puzzles and games, that would be a great storage drawer for that. But you also have the additional cupboards here above the dinette. So you've got a ton of storage back here. While it's not a deep slide, because of all the windows and the amount of light here, it feels much bigger than it is, and we hear that often. This is also a very popular unit if you are a pet owner that continuously brings a dog, especially if you can't always use that air conditioning unit. Having those big windows here, you get that great cross breeze. Again, you've got those windows at the back. So this is going to be one of those units where it does have a lot of airflow if you can't be plugged into air conditioning all the time. So certainly if you're traveling with pets and maybe you have to leave them inside for a few minutes, something that could be very important to you. So certainly I do have a lot of fan favorites for this layout that are pet owners that are always bringing their especially dogs with them. Great little table here that does move out. So this table could end up on this side, could be something that you're eating at. It can come outside. So it can be your outside table all the time. And then what often happens for folks is they'll leave it outside under the awning, and then you've really got almost like two couches. So you can kind of stretch out your feet, put them up on the other side of the dinette, and then it kind of gives you two natural sitting positions to kind of relax and enjoy a movie, watch the news, catch up on the weather, that kind of thing as you're traveling. So it does have built-in entertainment as well. So you've got a TV that is connected right now to a digital antenna on the roof. So we're just picking up free over-the-air signals. But it is also a smart TV. So it can work off of your phone connected, Starlink, things like that. Or if you're lucky enough to have internet in the campground, away you go. So you're all set. You've got a built-in Bluetooth speaker here, so you can stream music you already have with you. It is a ducted air coach, so central air here. This particular one and another one that we're going to have brought in here, they are building kind of one way for us, so they're basically wiring it for a second AC in our particular market. Not necessarily something you're going to use right away. The nice thing is, if you ever transition to an area that is much hotter or more humid, you always have the capability here to add an extra AC, which most units you cannot do afterwards. It would be an absolute nightmare to have to do that. You'd basically be replacing your roof. So here, it is wired for one. Most of our clients probably will not use that. But if they change jurisdictions, nice thing is it can always be added. Great little couch here that'll make another bed. Very popular feature. So if you imagine if you've got grandkids and you travel with them regularly, this is an amazing coach to do that in, because it really gives you two bunks when you want them, but when they're not there, very usable, obviously. So again, a great little couch here that you can set up. You turn into a bit of a theater seat. You have USB charging in here. So again, great little spot to tuck away the coffee, but also very practical. You've got additional storage in this layout. So this is something people love. So along the slide out here, so if you're somebody who's going to be doing kind of seasonal travel and you might be 3 to 6 months on the road, this is certainly a very functional layout to do that in, because you're going to have additional storage space that you can choose to use any way you like. So doors, doors, doors everywhere. The way they have designed this slide out, and you'll notice the way they've shaped the door here, this allows you to step through on the road to use that bathroom on the road. So even though it's a shallower slide, and they've crammed in as much storage as they can, they are also thinking of you on the road as well. So it is something that you can fully use this unit on the road. You would basically just step through in the carpeted area here to access the bathroom. So it makes it very practical from a kind of on the road usage perspective. Obviously on the road, you can just sit down, enjoy a lunch here. You know, everything is right by the door. You've got a dual opening door for the fridge, so easy to get to from inside and outside. Furnace is located just underneath here, so we've got some ducted heat throughout the coach. And then most of your controls here for heating and cooling, they're going to be right here on your thermostat. You do also have a tankless hot water tank now standard. So endless hot water, especially if you've got water on site. That'll work off of propane and a little bit of power to be able to basically ignite it. This unit is equipped as well with 200 watts of solar on the roof. So it is quite off-grid capable right from the start. You could double that in the future. Most people don't need more solar. They just need more and better battery choices, which we can help you with. And then you've got your monitor panel here. So nice and easy if you're stopping on the road and you got to run in the bathroom, you can quickly check on, battery levels, tank levels, all those good things. Water pump switch, which you're going to use in that bathroom right close by. You've got some motion sensor lights here along the floor as well. So very practical at night. And a great big glass shower here. So lots of room in there, lots of elbow room. Nice skylight if you're taller. You'll appreciate the fan and the vent on the roof. Get that humidity out, and then lots of room in storage in the vanity and the medicine cabinet, keeping that first aid kit. Lots of lights as well, again, very light and bright. And then great high-rise toilet here as well. So very bright bedroom as well. If you're somebody who's a bit claustrophobic, I think you'll appreciate this because, again, it's not really closed in, but you still have privacy here, which is nice. So you've got 3 windows, 2 of which will open for you. So you're going to get cross ventilation here in the middle, and then you're going to have the big windshield here in the front. So great one to let in some beautiful sunlight on a day like today if you want to just sit back, relax, read a book in the morning. You do have a couple of individual lights under there you can turn on. You have that secondary vent. That is the one that is wired for a secondary AC, should you ever think you need it. And again, everything ducted here as well. You've got blackout shades, all your windows. This is an emergency exit window as well, so it's a secondary way out should there ever be a fire. It is a full 60 by 80 queen bed, so you can use those house cooled sheets. You've got both USB and 120 volt power on both sides. Just at the base here, but then on the corner they've carved it out here, so you've got a nook on either side for a CPAP machine should you have one, and there's additional 120 volt power there for you as well. So very, very practical. You are wired in the bedroom for a television as well, so should you ever want to have one, kind of his and her, sets up very well to easily do that. We can add a mount here for you as well. You've got about 50-50 storage here underneath the bed, so about half inside, so you can put your bags underneath there, and the other half will be the pass-through storage here that we'll show you just in a second on the outside. All the inside walls of Freedom Expresses are lined with Azdel composite. So if you have a bit of a mishap in a bathroom or kitchen, you don't have to worry that you've just done damage because it can't absorb water, and that's crucial. So especially on the back side of the fiberglass, on the outside here as well, that Azdel composite is also there. So there is no wood product throughout this coach in the sidewalls. So something very important if you've had water issues past with a past trailer, you're going to appreciate that they put some thought into, again, protecting the inside and the outside from the biggest damage typically we see from 2 RVs, and that is water. So something to keep in mind here. It's a differentiator for sure, especially the use on the inside. You've got nice 3 steps in here, so they've raised up the profile a little bit on the new 247 versus the 246. A lot of people like that because, again, getting in and out of some of those campgrounds or even just a gas station, very, very practical. So we've got on the back side, pre-set up for a rear ladder should you ever wish to have one. Mentioned that rear window bringing in lots of light and airflow. We've got our hot water tank easily accessible here at the back for winterization. It is set up so you could easily add a hitch in the future, so you're going to see a couple brackets here. We do keep that hitch in stock, so the nice thing is if you want to carry some e-bikes, it would be rated for 350 pounds. You can do that right off the hop here. So we've got more ride steps here, which have individual legs, so you can dial it into uneven terrain. Nice aluminum wheels here. Again, giving you lots of stability on the road, and especially if you're using a smaller truck like a Ranger or Canyon, which this would certainly be ideally suited for. The tandem axle will certainly really help. You're going to love the 18-foot awning here going right past the door. This is where you're going to be living. You know, it's going to be outside under this 18 by 8 awning. People will typically set up a little outdoor kitchen. They'll set up a full living room out here and really live out here. Beauty is when you have to be inside, you're looking onto your campsite from that dinette. You do have a outlet here for cable. You do have an outlet here for 2 outlets here if you want to plug something in and have power on site. You do have propane here, so if you want to set up, again, a bit of a low pressure gas barbecue or griddle situation, you could do that, and it'll tie into the propane that's already there. You'll see here in a second we've got 2 tanks in the front. Huge storage here, so lots of storage here in the front. And we've got room for, again, 2 batteries up front. We can help you with choices there. Come with 1 standard. Great fiberglass front here with a nice big window. We have a transmitter here, as we do have standard tire pressure monitoring here on all the Select series, which is great. Spare tire located just underneath our propane tanks. Front power jack is standard here as well. So again, a great host of standard features, which typically are the ones that our customers will use again and again. And that's really what they focused on in the series, to help bring down some of the weight, bring down some of the cost as well. So versus the older 246. So come to the back here. See our hookup here. So we are a 50 amp service to allow for 2 ACs, but again, most of our customers will just dumb that down to 30 amp service. In this case, I'm just operating off 15, just because I'm using basics. I'm not using the air conditioning here. I've got water here in terms of my connection on site and cable and satellite hookup. And if I want to fill up water at home or at the campground, it's right next door to the other fill up here. So again, beautiful design on the outside, really designed to reflect the heat, reflect the sun, so not using too many dark colors on the outside, which you'll appreciate in the hot weather. And it just really looks sharp here, so they've done a great job with the styling. And again, just try to give you a very light and bright interior and exterior. We think they've done a bang-up job, and so far it's been a huge interest to our clients. A very popular one. So we invite you to Primo RV Center to come have a much closer look at this brand new Freedom Express by Coachman 247 SE.